Julian's starting 11.
Yeah, really interesting one. Obviously a strong team and some changes from the last game which I was at. So Ted Curd obviously back. That's a strong option in goal. I thought Kai Crampton was fantastic, the games that he played, but having Ted Curd is a massive plus. George Hunt, I haven't seen too much of, to be honest, so really intrigued to see him. As for Mauro Villette, he was instrumental last week when he came off the bench, so I think that's a massive plus into the side. Obviously, Hampton Richmond will miss Martin Ode-Sorondo, and Alex Wall drops to the bench, but all in all, I think it's a strong team for Alan Julian today.
Well, yeah, you don't know a huge amount about George Hunt. He signed last summer, in the summer of 2023. Unfortunately, he's been dogged with injuries during his time at Beverley Stadium, but at the very start of his Hampton and Richmond career, he did go on a 14-game unbeaten run from when he made his debut. So, with any luck, that will be a nice little loan with Hampton and Richmond on a very good run as it is. Now, as I mentioned a little earlier, it's 3 changes from the win over Yate Town. A 2-0 win that was for the Beavers. And, well, Alex, you were there. What were your main takeaways from that game?
I thought it was a solid performance. In the first half, both teams looked dangerous. Got to give credit to Yate. They looked dangerous on the counter-attack. Hampton and Richmond had to be patient, and Alan Julian mentioned that word patience a lot in his post-match press conference, and they were. I was really impressed with Villette when he came on, forced an own goal and then jumped on a mistake from the goalkeeper too. So I thought he made a massive impact, but as a team, I thought it was a very comfortable performance. Special mentions too to Kai Crampton and also Jack Taylor, who I thought was solid at the back. So all in all, a really, really good display from the Beavers.
And yeah, I managed to catch a little bit of that commentary. You did a very good job. It's your second game you've done, or third game now?
I think this might be my third game. That game was my first on lead com, so I had to get used to the constant talking. The home fans giving you some interesting looks during the game, but thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm glad you did. It gets quite tiring, doesn't it? Especially towards the end of the game. There's a lot of concentration, isn't it?
I fell asleep on the coach on the way back. I think that was a sign of how tiring it was.
Well, Hampton and Richmond's reward for their win over Yate Town is a clash at Beverley Stadium at home to #United. That's in 2 weeks' time at Beverley Stadium, so you'll be able to get your tickets via the club website now. Well, obviously, we'll do a bit of housekeeping now. As Alex mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is the official Movember match for Hampton and Richmond. Now, Movember is a charity that raises awareness for men's health issues, including prostate and testicular cancer, as well as men's suicide. Nearly £5,000 has been raised by the team, and if you go via the website and our social channels, you can still donate, because, of course, November still a few days away from ending, and, well, it is a very worthy cause. Is a statistic that really took me aback when I came across it. Every year, over 44,000 men in England are diagnosed with prostate cancer. So it's good that Hampton Richmond are giving back, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I mean, we don't see enough teams with this kind of sponsor on their shirt. I actually did a piece for the Sports Gazette about the partnership, and it was really, really interesting speaking to the club about it. But you know, it's raising awareness, footballers promoting the cause. I mean, I think it's a match made in heaven. Yeah,
absolutely. And, well, Hampton Richmond, they've actually announced the signing of 2 new players. But before we get into them, we did lose one of our, not players, but one of our permanent staples of the club, Louis Fell, who's the former media manager and then went on to become the club secretary. He has left for pastures new. He is now the club secretary of Aldershot Town of the National League. Now, I know you knew him not for terribly long, because you've only been with us for a month and a bit or so, but I'm sure you saw how much work he was doing in the short time that you two crossed paths.
Yeah, so like you said, I've only been here a few weeks, but I remember the first day I met him, you know, really, really helpful guy, walked me around the club, worked with him on comms. I think it was my first time, and I could kind of see, you know, how busy he was day to day, but also, you know, he also helped everyone around him. And I could tell, you know, he's a real presence at the club. So good for him. Obviously, we'll miss him down here, but we wish him all the best at Aldershot. And I'm sure he'll go on to achieve great things up there.
Yeah, we will certainly miss him because now the rest of us has got to do some work. But on the off chance you're watching this, Louis, we wish you the best and thank you for all your help at TW12. We'll miss you, but go and smash it at Aldershot Town. Hopefully we'll see you next season when Hampton Richmond get promoted anyway. So
it's a certainty.
So yeah, just a bit more about these new signings. They were announced today on our social channels. First one is Jonathan Page. He's a former Fulham and Farnborough player. He's a midfielder, 23 years old. He's not in the matchday squad, so he will have to wait for his Hampton and Richmond debut. And the other one is another goalkeeper. It's Luca Zeiger. He's formerly of AFC Wimbledon, played a few times for their under-18 side. He's a tender age of 19 years old, so we've got quite a lot of young goalkeepers with Ted Curd, who's only 18, and Kai Crampton, who's 17. But it's good to get a few more additions in the doors, isn't there?
I think it's always good to freshen it up. I mean, it's a long season, and before I was down here, I didn't realise, how many signings take place during the actual season itself. But it's good to freshen it up and always have new players around the squad. And I think, like you said, it's only going to be a plus for Alan Julian.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should also mention there has been a departure from Hampton Richmond. Bumi Babajide, he has completed a move to Chelmsford City. And I was at Chelmsford, for the second game of the season. He had an absolute storm of a game. He ran their defence ragged, could have had about 4 goals in that game, so I'm sure that played a huge part in them making the swoop for him. So we wish Babajide the best of luck, apart from when Chelmsford come here, of course, but I can't remember exactly when that is this season.
Yeah, I think I saw him a couple of times, but I remember your eyes got drawn to him on the pitch. He had a real talent on the ball, very skillful player. I think sometimes the end product could have been a bit better, but we wish him all the best. And like you said, it'll be interesting to see when he comes back to play the Beavers, that's for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. I remember it was after the draw at home to Boreham Wood in September, and while he didn't get on the score sheet, all the young fans just wanted his autograph. It took him about 10 minutes to actually get off the pitch, so he was something of a fan favourite at the Beverley Stadium, but he's no longer with us. But maybe there's an opportunity for some new strikers. Charles Hagan signing from Sheffield Wednesday, I think it was, or he was a free agent but was previously at Sheffield Wednesday. And Ibrahim Jallow, who is in the matchday squad this afternoon, he's been signed from Billericay Town, who I believe are still managed by Gary McCann, the predecessor to Alan Julian's predecessor. So 2 managers ago, Gary McCann was Hampton Richmond boss, but now he's at Billericay, and he's given us one of their strikers. So we may be able to see Jallow later this afternoon. Last season in the 8th tier for Three Bridges, he scored 24 goals. So with any luck, he'll be able to add to that growing collection. We are still waiting for both sets of players to make their way onto the pitch. We're about 5 minutes away from kick-off. And on this pretty miserable day, it must be said, but hopefully it won't be miserable for those of a Hampton and Richmond persuasion come 5 o'clock. Of that starting 11, who would you say you're looking forward to seeing the most, Alex?
Good question. I'm really looking forward to seeing Villette.
Yes.
Simply based on the last couple of games, I think he's made real impact, provided that quality when he came on the pitch. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do on it. The last match, I was really impressed by Jack Taylor as well at the back. He's such a presence, very skillful on the ball. Happy to have possession and spray the ball out from the back. Obviously George Hunt, like I said, because I haven't seen as much of him, and Ted Curd back stands out for me. But I think Villette, simply on the last game, I was really impressed with the impact he made when he came on. So hopefully he can do it from the start today.
Mauro Villette, 4 goals this season for Hampton Richmond. That's pretty good going. I think he's the second highest scorer in the scoring charts for the Beavers. James Roberts quite a long way in front with 8 goals. But Villette, he only joined at the end of August, so he's not had as many games as the rest of the players. 3 of those goals in the National League South, with, of course, his last one coming in the win over Yate Town. And Jack Taylor, it's really hard to believe that he's only 19 years old, the centre-back loan signing from Sutton United. And in fact, Jack Taylor has played the full 90 minutes in all 16 National League South appearances. So it seems like Alan Julian rates him as highly as you do, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a top player. I mean, I heard him do his initiation song on the coach last week. not quite up to the levels of his performances on the pitch, but it was something to behold.
What song was it?
He did a bit of John Legend.
John Legend? All of Me?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, that is your classic karaoke / initiation song. That's a good choice, but maybe just not the best voice behind the microphone, perhaps.
Yeah, he did get cut short, so I think that maybe tells you a story in itself, Jackson.
I wonder when we'll get to do our initiation songs.
Oh, it's not happening, it's not happening.
To be confirmed is what I'm hearing. But anyway, both sets of players are now out on the pitch. Hampton and Richmond are wearing their red shirts with navy blue shorts and red socks, while Aveley are in their change all black strip with some grey designs on their shirt. A reminder of the two teams, starting with Aveley, it's Carey Blowdorn in goal, then it's Joel Thompson, Imran Uche, Nathan Carlisle, Alex Giles, Manny Ogunrinde, Josh Anafawoes, David Cower, Razak de Graft, Tyrese Owen and Harry Beadle. The substitutes are Luke Allen, Alex Kupakpe, Ibi Akangbe, Kenny Aileru and Charlie Hughes. As for Hampton and Richmond, it's Ted Curd in goal, then it's Chris Campbell, Mike Atkinson, James Roberts, Jake Gray, George Hunt, Jack Taylor, Archie Taylor, Mauro Villette, Dominic Ravan and Alfie Williams. The substitutes are Alex Wall, Renedy Masampu, Ibrahim Jallo, Jerry Wiltshire and Josh Kia. Now, in the absence of Ode Martin Sorondo, it's Dominic Ravan who will captain the team this afternoon for Hampton and Richmond. And, well, that's he's captained the team for the last 3 National League South games. Sorondo making a return to the starting 11 last weekend against Yate Town. As the Hampton and Richmond players just doing their warm-up in a circle, Aveley doing their own little sprinting drill. A reminder, 3 of their starting 11 are former Hampton and Richmond players. Imran Uche, number 4, Josh Anafawoes, who with his dancing feet dazzled the Hampton and Richmond fans last season, and Razak de Graft. And before we start the game, can I possibly get a score prediction from you, Alex?
You can. I'm going to go for the home side.
Good.
I'm feeling confident today. I don't think Aveley should be underestimated. I know they've had a mixed run recently, but they picked up some wins.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to the home side today, Jackson.
Good. That's the spirit. Well, yeah, as you mentioned, Aveley are in some good form of late. They've won their last 2 in all competitions. They beat Boreham Wood in the National League South 1-0, and they beat Hemel Hempstead in the FA Trophy last weekend. So even though Aveley are second from bottom, they might not play like a team that is so low down in the league. Reminder, at kick-off, Hampton Richmond are 11th in the National League South, and I think they can go up to 8th if they win and other results go their way. But Alex will be there to provide some score updates on any game that will affect Hampton and Richmond.
Absolutely. There's always lots of goals in the league, so I'm sure I'll be coming to you at several points throughout the game, Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, we've worked on a special signal, the classic tap on the shoulder, nothing too advanced.
It'll keep us going, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the coin toss has been done, and well, it looks like Aveley won it because Hampton Richmond are being made to shoot towards the Alan Simpson OBE stand in this first half. They typically like to do that in the second half. They do have kick-off as well. Mauro Villette is stood over the ball. Referee is now doing his final checks. Well, the referee appears to be asking Alan Julian a question, as does the fourth official. Not entirely sure what the hold-up is. I think it was Alex Wall being told to put on a bib, even though he was wearing a navy blue jumper. Anyway, we are now underway. Hampton and Richmond against Aveley. The Beavers looking for their 5th win in a row in all competitions. As James Roberts has a ball on the right flank. A good pass across the pitch to Alfie Williams, who can travel into the half of Aveley. His through ball to Jake Gray is well cut out, though, by Alex Giles. Hampton Richmond starting with some purpose in these opening 30 seconds.
Yeah, I like that through ball there. Very direct. Good to see them going right at the defence from the beginning of the game.
The Beavers in possession with Jack Taylor, who just passes it calmly back to Ted Curd, who was away with the England under-19 side during the international break. Ball play forward and high to Villette, but that's headed away by Aveley. It's De Graaf to chest the ball down, but he's tackled by Atkinson, and the loose ball goes to Archie Taylor, who goes back to Ted Curd. Been pressurised there. And well, the ball was really caught by the wind there. There's already been a goal. Alex.
Yes, very early goal at Weston-super-Mare. So Farnborough have taken the lead. We're only 2 minutes in there. No name of a goal scorer yet, but Farnborough do lead at Weston-super-Mare.
No goals here at Beverley Stadium between Hampton and Richmond and Aveley. As David Coward does well to hook the ball or keep the ball in, but the Beavers managed to clear their lines. Aveley back in possession with Giles. That's on the right flank, and there's a low cross comes in, which is intercepted by Atkinson, but he couldn't take that ball in its stride, so it is a corner kick to the away side. Bit of a cheap one for Hampton and Richmond to concede. And there are some very tall players in the ranks of Aveley, like number 11 Tyrese Owen and number 4 Imran Uche, who of course was formerly of Hampton and Richmond. It's going to be another former player of Hampton Richmond taking this corner, Anna Fawose. Dinks it in. And that's not cleared away by Hampton and Richmond. Ball's returned to Anna Fawose. Tries to dig out across. It's blocked by Campbell. Anna Fawose gets away from Campbell and low cross in, and it's deflected over the bar. I think it was Mauro Villette. It's going to be another corner for Aveley.
Yeah, a bit of early pressure for the away side. Nice little overlap on the right-hand side there, and a decent ball in, cleared away. But a little bit of pressure here for the Beavers early on.
It's going to be Josh Anafawose who takes this corner. 3 goals and an assist in 19 league appearances for Hampton and Richmond last term. And now he delivers the corner. And, well, I think he's a victim of the wind there. That just dipped in and then straight back out of play for a goal kick to Hampton and Richmond.
Yeah, a little bit of a floater there. I think, like you say, caught the win. It's gone in behind. A let off for Hampton and Richmond. It'd be good to get the pressure off after 2 consecutive corners there.
It's really hard to predict which way the wind is going because the rain is kind of coming in from this angle, but I can see a flag there like moving in this direction. So there's no real structure to this wind. So both sets of players will take a bit of time to get used to this. Aveley in possession with Uche, goes back to Carlisle. He dinks it forward to number 7, Manny Ugamrinde, but it's too far for him, so that's another goal kick to the Beavers.
Yeah, conditions are going to play a real part. I mean, if you look in front of us, you can see the wind gusting through the rain there. So I think these long balls are going to be particularly difficult. And we can see it's blowing towards Hampton and Richmond. So that might invite a bit more pressure this first half too.
Goal kick taken short to Atkinson. He goes back to Jack Taylor. Yeah, I think that long ball towards Ogunrinde on a normal day would have been a perfectly good pass, but the wind really took that. Hampton Richmond now in Aveley's half with Roberts, who goes down the channel to George Hunt, who slides in, but he's tackled by number 11, Owen. And I thought that came off Owen last, but Aveley had been awarded the throw-in on their left-hand side.
Yeah, surprising one there. It looked like Hunt had deflected the ball off his opponent. I think he knows it as well, the nod he's giving to him at the moment.
Yeah, it's Tyrese Owen captaining the side today. Owen, who signed from Worthing in the summer. It's another throw-in to the away side. It's thrown down the line, the wind really catching that. Owen can't quite flick it on, and Hampton Richmond will look to come away with it. Midway into their own half with Campbell. He goes back to Ted Curd, who probably can't wait to be playing at the other end already with 5 minutes on the clock. Villette just tripping over his own feet, and he actually took out number 14, Harry Beadle, in the process. That was a bit of an accidental one, but both players are down on the ground there. I think Beadle coming off a little worse.
Yeah, nasty collision there. So I think he lost his footing there, Villette, and he couldn't get out of the way of that. The defender looks in some pain, but Villette has stayed down, so hopefully it's not too bad for him, but really, really unfortunate. Yeah,
Beadle, the Aveley player, is actually back on his feet, so he seems fine. And Villette is now sat up, so I think, yeah, he's on his feet now. Both players will be able to continue. It's just one of those ones where it's sore for about 20 seconds and then you're completely fine. So it's a free kick that's been given to the away side, which is a bit unfortunate, I'd say, because Villette just slipped over and accidentally took out Beadle, but I suppose it's more of a free kick to Aveley than it is for Hampton and Richmond. So that's now been played long by their goalkeeper Blowdorm. It's headed away by Taylor. And Ravan just dispossesses Cower. And now Archie Taylor will look to come away with the ball. Goes across to Atkins. That's a bit loose. And it's now with number 10, De Graaf. Bit of a collision there between Atkinson and De Graaf. That's a free kick to Aveley, just outside the Hampton and Richmond box. I'm not sure Atkinson can have too many complaints about that.
Yeah, I think Archie Taylor will be frustrated there. His pass, it looked good at first, but a bit too much on it, and it opened up for the away team. I think that foul had to be given away there, but this is a really, really dangerous position and a tough one for Ted Curd in between the sticks. Yeah,
absolutely. Quite a few players crowded around the ball, but I wonder if this will be too good for Josh Anafawos to resist. He took a couple of free kicks, if my memory serves me correctly, for Hampton and Richmond last season. It's him and De Graaf, of course, another former Hampton and Richmond player who are stood over the ball. I'd say it slightly favours the right foot of Anafawos. The free kick is in a left of central area, but still pretty central. It's De Graaf who takes it, hits the wall, but Owen should be there to retrieve it, and he passes it back to Anafawos. Well marshalled by Taylor. Cross comes in from the left. It's a good cross, and it almost gets to Imran Uche. It was offside anyway, so even if the ball did go in the back of the net, it wouldn't have counted. But I think with just 8 minutes on the clock, Aveley have been asking more of the questions.
Definitely. I think the free kick they'll be a bit frustrated with, straight into the wall. I think a nice little up and over there would have tested the keeper, and then a dangerous ball into the box. It was offside, but Aveley are pushing some buttons in the early stages for sure.
Oh, and that's given away by Williams. Is with De Graaf, and he goes to Anafawos, who gets away from Ravan. Anafawos with a left-footed shot. Might have struck the arm of Archie Taylor. Referee not interested though. And Hampton Richmond will look to clear the ball away. Good pass inside to Ravan by Roberts. And Ravan is a bit isolated, but he cuts inside into midfield and goes back to Alfie Williams. That's good play by Ravan. Now the ball's on the Hampton Richmond left with Campbell on the halfway line. Back to Williams. And now Taylor. Jack Taylor, that is. Williams again on the left, dinks it forward for George Hunt, who's made a few of those darting runs down the channels, but that ball from Williams had a little bit too much on it, and that is a goal kick to the away side.
I think, yeah, good for the home team to get some possession there. It feels like they've been up against the cosh the early stages, so nice to get some little interlinking passes going there to get back into the game.
And yeah, just going back to that shot from Anafawos, it was blocked by Archie Taylor, and I do wonder if that struck his arm. We don't have the benefit of VAR at National League South level, but if there was VAR, then I'm sure that would be getting reviewed. But no penalty was given, and play does continue. 9.5 minutes on the clock. It's Hampton Richmond 0, Aveley 0. That long ball is going to go all the way down to Anafawos, but it's got a little bit too much on it, and there's a bit of a collision there between Ravan and I think that was Tyrese Owen. The referee allowing a lot of the play to flow.
Yeah, the referee looked quite confident with that handball shout as well. The one you said could have gone to VAR. It was a close one, but he's definitely letting things go in the early stages here.
Hampton Richmond very committed to their passing game, and they are being well pressed by the visitors. But the Beavers have won a throw-in on the right, deep into their own half, and it's been passed across goal to Jack Taylor. Now Williams, and he goes back to Taylor. Roberts has dropped deep on the right, and he finds Hunt, and now Archie Taylor will come away with it down that right flank inside Aveley's half. He's surely taken out there by number 3, Joel Thompson. Yeah, that's a free kick to Hampton and Richmond, about 20 yards into Aveley's half, and it's taken quickly by Roberts. He passes it side to Gray. Now Roberts again on the right flank. Good skill by him, but then he just ran into a bit of traffic, so Aveley will come away with it, and it's a long ball played by Owens to number 9, Cower. That's way too far in front of him. Even if there was no big wind, that would have been too much for him. So Hampton Richmond are in possession on the left-hand side, about 15 yards into Aveley's half. It's now played cross-field to Roberts, who lays it off for Archie Taylor, who looks to dink the ball into George Hunt. It evades him, and needed Manuche just to get his foot in to clear the ball away from that danger zone. And Hampton Richmond have won themselves a throw-in. Good pressure by George Hunt on Thompson. Hunt now has the ball at his feet, looks to get across in, but it's well charged down. And it must have come off him last, because it's now a throw-in to the away side. But that's a bit better from Hampton and Richmond.
Yeah, definitely more encouraging. They're getting the ball into good areas. Some nice little play there from Taylor as well. Archie Taylor, really quick feet, and a nice little cross into the box. Very inviting. So things are getting slowly better for Hampton and Richmond.
Hunt wins the ball there, and what's his 3rd appearance for Hampton and Richmond this season. Now the ball is deep into Aveley's half on the Aveley left. Good play by them though to get it out, and Cower wriggles away. Well, not quite from Ravan. He's tackled, and the Hampton and Richmond standing captain has won his team a throw-in, which has been taken quickly. Ball at the feet of Jack Taylor. Now here's Campbell, just inside Hampton and Richmond's half. He goes short to Atkinson in the centre circle. And the ball's returned to Campbell. Now here's Williams on that left flank. Williams got the ball rolling in Hampton Richmond's last league game, a 4-0 win at Hemel Hempstead. Scoring the first goal in Hertfordshire. Here's James Roberts, who got 2 that afternoon. Good 1-2 with George Hunt. Now James Roberts will look to travel towards the Aveley box. Good outside the boot pass to Alfie Williams, who just slightly miscontrolled it, and he was then tackled, but that's it's not a throw-in, it's a free kick to the away side. Alfie Williams penalised there for a challenge on number 7, Ogun Rinde.
Yeah, as usual there, James Roberts causing some problems, asking questions of the away side. Lovely ball out with the outside of his boot, but I think it's just a bit of miscontrol there by Williams, and it was a foul.
So coming up to 14 minutes, it's still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Aveley. No clear-cut opportunities to speak of so far. Aveley putting Hampton Richmond under pressure for a few minutes, had them penned in their own half, and also had a faint penalty appeal turned away. George Hunt does well there to hold off a challenge from Tyrese Owens. There's another goal, I believe.
Yep, so same game. So Weston-super-Mare have clawed one back, so they are now 1-1. So that's the only game with any goals in at the moment. Weston-super-Mare 1, Farnborough 1.
Here it's still 0-0, of course. Aveley in possession on the halfway line. Ball played forward by Carlisle, cut out by Atkinson, but now it's on the Aveley right. The ball's inside the Hampton Richmond box of Anna Fawose, and that may be a trip on Anna Fawose. Referee not convinced, so play does continue. Some of the Aveley fans behind Ted Kurd's goal were adamant that was a trip on Anna Fawose. Play does go on though, and it's a cross coming in to the Hampton Richmond box. It's with Ogun Rinde. He digs out a cross, but it's cleared away by Jack Taylor, and Jake Gray just clears it even further. Must be an Aveley fan, that.
wanted the penalty there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway, the ball is now with James Roberts. Play has calmed down a little bit. That's a bit of a sloppy pass back to Ravan, who just about keeps the ball from going out of play for a corner. Ravan, great long ball to Villette, who takes the ball in his stride very well, and he plays out left to Jake Gray. 1 or 2 calls for offside, but the linesman's flag stays down. Gray is motoring down the left-hand side, gets the cross in, but nowhere near a Hampton Richmond player. He only really had James Roberts to aim for. Hampton Richmond will look to come again with George Hunt, but he's tackled by Tyrese Owens, and now Anna Fawose, who had that penalty appeal waved away just a moment ago on the ball. And he plays out left to David Cower, under pressure by Ravan on the Aveley left. He goes back to Owens. And now it's with Imran Uche. His pass forward is cut out by Atkinson. He plays it forward to Alfie Williams, who's been penalised, who has been fouled, by number 4, Uche. So that's a free kick to Hampton Richmond just inside their own half. And well, what did you make of that penalty incident?
I think he went down very, very easily there. I think his best bet would have been staying on his feet. He was in a good position, and I think the referee got it spot on. He went down very, very easily inside the home side's box, definitely. Well,
someone behind us didn't seem to think that way, but that fan of his to have calmed down a bit. But anyway, ball played forward to Archie Taylor. It's well intercepted by Anna Fawose, and Aveley now in possession midway into their own half with Owens, and he goes back to Blowdorn. Well, it's a bit of a sloppy clearance, and Hampton Richmond get their foot on the ball, but George Hunt can't quite execute his pass, so it goes straight out of play for a throw-in to the away side. Blowdorn, a goalkeeper signed on loan from Tottenham, so it's not just Hampton Richmond who are dipping into Premier League clubs to make loan signings. Of course, Ted Kurd on Chelsea's books, one of their 11 goalkeepers. So I think Ted Kurd has done the right thing by getting football elsewhere.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do, come to this level, get minutes under your belt. He looks confident, and you can see that he's got a real future in him, hasn't he, Ted Kurd?
Ball thrown down the line to Owens, who gets his head onto the ball, but George Hunt wins the second header there. It's hooked forward by Atkinson, looking for Villette, who's been grabbed there by Nathan Carlisle, and the referee's assistant has now noted it's going to be a free kick to Hampton Richmond. No complaints there for Carlisle.
Yeah, he was all over him, pulling him back there. Free kick all day long. So good chance here for the home side. I think Aveley have got some really tall players in there, so it'll have to be a really good ball into the box, but it looks like a promising position.
Yeah, they've got 2-man mountains. Hampton Richmond have got their own. They've got Jack Taylor, who's lurking at the back post. He scored in that 3-1 win over Eastbourne 3.5 weeks ago, his first and to date only Hampton Richmond goal, but maybe that will change in a few seconds' time. It's Alfie Williams and Jake Gray who are stood over the ball. Jake Gray saying that Hannah Fawose and Cower are not 10 yards back, but the ball comes into the box. It's a great delivery actually, but it's actually just a bit too high for any of his teammates. Jack Taylor manages to keep it in, and he's done very well there. He was tackled, but has won a corner for his troubles. So Jake Gray is going to take that set piece.
Yeah, nice little ball into the box there. No one really breaking forward to get onto it. It would have been nice to see Jack Taylor in that position. Obviously he's at the back post, but a really enticing ball from Jake Gray.
Just under 20 minutes played. It's Hampton Richmond 0, Aveley 0. But it's a corner on the Hampton Richmond left, which will be taken by Jake Gray. Referee just giving a word of warning to some of the players jostling inside the 6-yard box. Corner now comes in from Gray. Headed away, only as far out as Roberts, who can't quite control the ball on the stretch, but Aveley give it away straight away And Alfie Williams just plays the ball back to Ted Curd. Now Ravan finds Campbell on the left in plenty of space midway into Aveley's half. Just dummies across and passes the ball back to Atkinson. Now here's Ravan. It's on the Hampton and Richmond right with Williams. Turns away from Anafowo as well. Finds Villette with the short pass. It's Hampton and Richmond's turn to have a bit of sustained possession. Atkinson has it 15 yards into Aveley's half. Now is Jake Gray, who we've not seen a huge amount of in open play anyway in these opening 20 minutes. Atkinson looking for a runner forward, and he passes the ball to Aveley Williams, and he toe pokes it towards Jake Gray, but it's cleared away by Aveley. Oh, that's a bit of a sloppy clearance. Eventually Aveley do manage to get the ball forward, looking for Cower, but Jack Taylor is always going to win that header. It's given away by George Hunt. And the ball played forward by number 6, Alex Giles, looking for Anafowo, but that trickles out of play for a throw-in to Hampton Richmond, deep into Hampton Richmond's half. Is there another goal?
Yeah, we have a goal at Hornchurch. So Tom Rates has given them the lead against Weymouth. So Hornchurch 1-0 up. All the other games as they were. All goals just gone in as well at Welling. They've gone 1-0 up away at Slough Town. Welling United 1-0 up at Slough Town.
Still 0-0 at Beverley Stadium, with Hampton Richmond in possession now. Good play by Villette to find James Roberts, nutmegging Aveley number 3 Thompson in the process. Ball on the Hampton Richmond left now, just inside the Aveley half with Campbell. Looks to play Jake Gray down that channel, but pass was intercepted there by Ogunrinde. Now pass play forward to David Cower, but that ball just accelerating away from him and going out of play for a goal kick to the Beavers.
Yeah, I think it's been Hampton and Richmond have been getting more of a hold on the game here. They've had a lot of possession, more so in the away half as well. So I think you're starting to see the better side trying to get a hold on the game here.
Yeah, we're still yet to see a clear-cut chance for either side. However, Aveley have had a couple of penalty appeals waved away, a stronger one on 15 minutes. Former Hampton Richmond player Josh Anafowo going down in the box, but the referee not interested. Aveley building an attack on their right with Ogunrinde. He goes back to Giles. Now ball played down the channel to Anafowo. It's an intelligent run, but again that wind catching that pass forward out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think we've seen quite a few overhit passes from Aveley, which is no surprise. Conditions are really, really difficult. Hard to get a hold of the ball today.
Yeah, we have reached the midway point in the first half, and I'd say Hampton Richmond are dealing with the conditions a little better than their opponents. And hopefully Hampton Richmond will know how to deal with it when they've got the wind behind them. Here's James Roberts on the right-hand side on the halfway line. Plays it, the ball across to Williams. Now it's on the Hampton Richmond left with Jake Gray. He's got Chris Campbell on the overlap, doesn't use him, goes for a shot alone, and it's just wide of goal. I think Carey Blowdorn, the Aveley goalkeeper, would have had that covered, but that was good play from Hampton Richmond. A little pot shot taken by Jake Gray from 20 yards out, going just wide of the Aveley goal.
Yeah, decent effort from Gray there. It's good to see them get a shot off, to be honest, but lovely little bit of play by Roberts. He's always trying to dictate that play in the middle of the park, spread it left. Gray, good position, just wide. I think things are getting better for the home side here. Good chance.
Yeah, 3 goals this season for Jake Gray, 3 assists as well. He's closing in on his record from last season, which was 5 goals and 7 assists in the National League South. Aveley looking to respond. The ball's on their right with Ogunrinde in space, and he gets a cross in. It's deflected a bit, but it's an easy gather for Ted Curd in the Hampton and Richmond goal. It's rolled out to Atkinson, who's on a stretch of 5 games that he started. the midfielder, who I'd say best way to describe him is he's like N'Golo Kante in the National League South. He always gets a challenge in. He's decent on the ball, of course, Atkinson. He's looking to wriggle away from Owens. He does that very well. Seeing the likes of Tyrese Owens coming towards you would be quite an intimidating prospect given his size.
Absolutely. 70% of the world covered by Kante, the other 30 covered by Atkinson, I think.
Ball on the Hampton and Richmond right with Roberts. He looks to play a pass forward to Archie Taylor. It's intercepted by Thompson. He finds Anafawos, whose touch is a little bit heavy, so throw in to the home side. Good play by Villette to get away from Owens and find Hunt, who's taken out there by Joel Thompson. Another free kick for Hampton and Richmond on that right-hand side. And the referee's going to have a little word with the Aveley left-back.
Yeah, I think they've got to look for Jack Taylor here. So that last delivery we saw from a similar position was a great ball. No one really went for it. So I think they have to go for Taylor. He's the one who's going to get onto it in the box. And
it's Jake Gray and Alfie Williams who are stood over the ball. Both the Taylors, Jack and Archie, are in the box, little and large. There's also James Robertson, Villette and Chris Campbell inside looking to get on the end of this delivery. Taken again by Jake Gray. It's a deep one. Too deep for anyone. It's gone straight out of play for a goal kick. That's a bit disappointing for Hampton and Richmond.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a drifter there. The other one was a nice curler into the box. This one, I don't know, it got lost in the wind, too much on it, and like you say, disappointing set piece.
So 26 minutes on the clock. We're still waiting for our first goal at TW12 this afternoon. Hampton Richmond 0, Aveley 0 is the score. And we're also still waiting for that first major opening of the game. As I said, 2 penalty appeals for Aveley in the early stages. A potential handball by Archie Taylor and Josh Anafawos going down after he claimed he was tripped by a Hampton and Richmond player, and Jake Gray having a shot from long distance go just wide of Carey Blowdorn's goal, but I think he had it covered anyway, so I wouldn't say that's quite a clear-cut chance.
Yeah, so in most 30 minutes now into the first half, we've had the shot outside the box from Gray, haven't we? It'd be nice for them to try and get a decent opportunity inside the Aveley box with 15 minutes to go here.
So throw in to the away side on their left. Thompson throws it forward to Owens, but George Hunt getting to the ball first, heading it out of play for a throw-in to Aveley. About 10 yards into Hampton and Richmond's half. Ball thrown down the line again. Owens this time getting his head onto the ball, but he can only find Mike Atkinson. Looks to wriggle away and passing it back to Archie Taylor, who controls it and then plays it forward. Manages to find Alfie Williams via a deflection. Just a bit of head tennis going on in this middle third of the pitch. Good ball by Thompson to Anafawos, who takes it down well, finds Cower. Now is Razak de Graaf, about 25 yards from Hampton and Richmond's goal. Rides the challenge of Atkinson well. Now the ball's on the Aveley right with Ogun Rinde. He digs out across, it's deflected, and Jack Taylor taking no chances, just kicking it out of play for a corner to Aveley on the Aveley right.
Yeah, had to be sensible there, Taylor. Get rid, the wind's blowing. It's going to be... They have to go for an in-swinger from this corner if they want to cause some problems, I think. But I think Taylor did the right thing there. You just have to get rid of the ball in that position.
So it's going to be Anafawos who takes this corner. The likes of Owens and Uche, the tall players for Aveley, are inside the box as Anafawos dinks the corner in. That's the second time this afternoon, as just drifting straight out of play for a goal kick. Hampton Richmond will be totally fine with that, but not good from an Aveley perspective. Absolutely.
We've seen it quite a few times now, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and it must be quite tricky to get a good connection on that. We've seen about 3 or 4 now floating over the bar, 2 from an Aveley corner.
Ball back in play now. Ted Kerr just calmly passing it to Jack Taylor, who finds his namesake Archie Taylor. Now is Atkinson. Not too many options going forward, so he goes left to Campbell. Now Hunt has the ball inside the centre circle, who pokes it forward to Villette. A bit too much on it, that pass from George Hunt. So Aveley are back in possession, but again, a bit of a sloppy clearance by Blowdorn. Just only finding George Hunt, but now Aveley will look to come away, but the referee has pulled it back. Mike Atkinson being penalised for a foul on Razak de Graft, who is of course a former Hampton and Richmond player. He was on their books in the 2020-21 season, scoring 1 goal in 7 appearances. And he's actually Aveley's top scorer this season with 4.
Yeah, he looks a bit of a handful when he gets the ball, doesn't he? And I think he's definitely going to be trying to prove a point against his former side here today.
Free kick taken long by Thompson, looking for Owens, but again the wind really catching that, and that is bouncing harmlessly behind the Hampton and Richmond defence for a goal kick. With half an hour played, still 0-0.
Yeah, Hampton need to create a chance here before the half. They've been good in possession, yet to work a real chance of note, but they'll be hoping to do that before the break here.
Ted Curd has the ball, been pressurised by David Cower. He goes to Jack Taylor, the Beavers goalkeeper. Now Jake Gray has it. He goes back to left back Campbell, looking to wriggle away from Ogunrinde, but Ogunrinde pressurising him well. Bit of a spoon pass by Campbell to Ravan, but fair play to Ravan. He managed to take it in his stride. And Hampton Richmond have won a throw-in on the right-hand side. James Roberts playing the ball off Joel Thompson. Wind really picking up these last few seconds. But the Beavers still committed to keeping the ball on the ground. Taylor can jog forward towards the halfway line. He goes left to Jake Gray, plays inside to Atkinson, who has it in some space. Now he's been pressurised, and he goes back to Ravan. Now Roberts plays it first time down to Archie Taylor, but ball just trickling out of play for an Aveley throw-in. There's another goal, I believe.
Yeah, a couple of goals. So Dorking have taken the lead against Enfield Town, 33rd minute goal for them. They're 1-0 up, and we also have a goal for Chelmsford, who are 1-0 up away to Worthing.
I wonder if it's Babajide. I'll be surprised.
Finding out very soon. No confirmation on the scorer just yet.
Well, what an impact that would be for Chelmsford's new signing. But here's Villette. Plays the ball down the line to Roberts, who may have been tripped there, but to his credit, he stays on his feet. And he tries to find George Hunt with an incisive through ball, but it's intercepted the pass. Hampton Richmond have it back with Roberts on the right-hand side. He plays it down the line to Villette, who can get his head up, and he just wanted a little bit too much time, and his cross is charged down by Owens, who will then clear the ball away down that right-hand channel for Hampton and Richmond. But good tackle there by Ravan to get in ahead of David Cower. So Hampton Richmond will look to build again, this time on their left with Alfie Williams on the halfway line. Still on the ball, Williams, and then finds Campbell with a short pass. Jack Taylor now has it. Not many options going forward, so goes across to Ravan, who returns it to Jack Taylor, who's inside the centre circle now. Now is Villette, who's dropped deep. Thought about playing a pass to James Roberts. Instead goes to Campbell, who then passes it to Williams, who's looking to find George Hunt with a through ball, but Uche got there first, but in doing so he put the ball out of play for a corner to Hampton and Richmond. So that's quite a cheap corner there given to the Beavers.
Yeah, good opportunity. All about delivery though, as we've seen from multiple set pieces already. They've kind of drifted out of play. So Gray really needs to get a good delivery on this for Hampton and Richmond if they're going to make an opportunity.
Feels like for the first time this afternoon the wind has just calmed down a touch. So this is another opportunity in that sense. Bit of a false start with the corner. I think the ball managed to drift out of the little D at the corner flag. Jake Gray now signals to his teammates. Well, he's going to have to wait again. Referee wanting to have a word with, that's number 6, Alex Giles, and Chris Campbell. Referee not happy with the way those players are handling themselves in anticipation of this corner kick. Coming up to 35 minutes. It's 0-0 between Hampton Richmond and Aveley. Hampton Richmond have a corner on the left. It's going to be taken by Jake Gray, who plays it in high. There's, one or two shouts for a handball. And a penalty's been given. I didn't quite see who that was who was penalised for the handball. But the Aveley players, they're not even angry. They're just in a state of shock at the moment.
Yeah, Tyrese Owens, the one making the claims. I don't know if it was him who got his hand to it. It wasn't an easy one to see from here, was it? But I guess he had his arm. I
think it's number 14, Harry Beadle, who's been penalised. But it's Owens and de Graft who are having firm words with the referee. And well, with 35 minutes on the clock, what an opportunity this is for Hampton and Richmond, who haven't asked too many questions of Aveley.
It's a great opportunity here for Roberts, isn't it? Being gifted the chance to take the lead.
Now James Roberts, he's scored 8 goals this season. 2 of them have been penalties. He scored here at Beverley Stadium on the opening day and also scored against Maidstone in the FA Cup from the spot. Can he get his 9th goal of the season? James Roberts. Oh, and it's saved by Carey Blowdorn. It was a decent enough strike by James Roberts, hitting it to the left of the Aveley goalkeeper, but he guessed right and got a firm hand away from it. Corner has now been taken by Williams. He goes back to Atkinson, who's inside the Aveley box. It takes a shot and it whistles just over the bar. I think Blowdorn would have had it covered if it was on target, but full marks to the Aveley goalkeeper for denying Hampton and Richmond a lead in the first half.
Yeah, it's a great save. I have to say it was a good height for the goalkeeper. I think you either want to go top corner, bottom corner. It's kind of mid-level for him, but credit to him for getting both hands to that, and then very, very nearly another chance for the home side. But what a let-off for Aveley.
Yeah, certainly the best chance of the first half. Coming on 35 minutes, James Roberts with a penalty after Harry Beadle was penalised for a handball. And it'll be interesting to see how Hampton and Richmond respond to this. This would have been a bit of a bonus if they had have got themselves in front. And the question remains whether this will encourage them to ask more questions or whether they'll go into their shells. Alan Julian in recent weeks has spoken about the character of the team and the spirit, so I'm sure he'll be expecting them to be more encouraged by having that chance.
Yeah, and Roberts will be frustrated, but he'll be determined to get another chance here. The game's definitely there for him.
Aveley looking to build an attack, and it's just drifted out of play, the ball for a goal kick. I think it was David Cower who couldn't quite control that long throw in, and it's been taken quickly, the goal kick. Roberts plays it forward to Hunt, but he can't execute his pass quite well enough to find Archie Taylor. And here's Josh Anafuo's midway into Hampton and Richmond's half. He goes right to Giles. He's well challenged there by Williams, who will come away and get inside the Aveley half. They'll find James Roberts, who lays it off to, well, it wasn't intended for Ravan, but Ravan did get there ahead of de Graft. Now Archie Taylor and his Villette on the right flank. Goes back to Ravan, captaining the side today in the absence of Ode Martin Sorondo. Aveley defending well as a unit, and the ball is now back with Hampton and Richmond goalkeeper Ted Curd. Now Ravan has it. 10 yards into Hampton Richards half, plays it forward to Villette, who has a little bit of space, although now he's been hassled there by Carlisle. Good possession for the Beavers, and they've kept the ball for about a minute now. It's on the Hampton Richmond left with Campbell. Goes forward to Jake Gray, midway into Aveley's half. Now Villette looking to play Jake Gray through down that left-hand channel with a first-time pass, but it's gone out of play for a throw-in, and I believe you have a goal to speak of.
Yep, so Welling United have gone 2-0 up away at Slough Town. That is Joshua Redfern who has got their second, and I confirm it was not Babajide who got the goal for Chelmsford. George
Hunt flagged for offside there. Didn't quite time his run. It was a long ball played by, I think it was Jack Taylor, towards him, but he just strayed offside. So that's going to be a free kick to the away side, who just a few moments ago were given a reprieve after Harry Beadle, was penalised for a handball. James Roberts stepping up, but having his penalty saved by Carey Blowdorn, who takes that free kick now, playing it long towards Owens, too far in front of him and Ogun Rinde. And that's gone out of play for a throw-in to Hampton Richmond on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so we've got, what was it, 5 more, maybe up,
yeah, just under 5. Just under 5 minutes, yeah.
Added, so, yeah, I think Hampton will be frustrated. They've had the better of possession the first half. They obviously had the penalty, and Aveley very much still in this, even though we haven't seen anything too clear-cut from them in the first half.
Yeah, Aveley, they're playing pretty good football, and football that would not be befitting of a side second from bottom. And well, it's a free kick to Hampton Richmond just inside Hampton Richmond's half, and looks like we're going to see the first yellow card. It was Villette who was upended, and it's number 6, Alex Giles, who receives the first yellow card of the afternoon. Alex Giles, 19-year-old centre-back on loan from Gillingham. A free kick has now been taken. It was taken short, and here's Alfie Williams. Goes right to Roberts. Had Archie Taylor in support, but he returns the ball to Williams in a central area, who sprays it out left to Villette. The ball just skidding off the surface, but Villette did well there to take it down with his chest and find Campbell. Now here's Mike Atkinson on the left flank in unfamiliar territory there. Still has it, Atkinson. Now here's Villette. Thought about trying to dink the ball into the box. Now he does it, aiming for James Roberts, but that's far too close to the Aveley goalkeeper, Blowdon. And he catches it easily. 42 minutes played. It's Hampton Richmond 0, Aveley 0. Only one real flashpoint to speak of in terms of chances. Hampton Richmond getting a penalty on 35 minutes. But James Roberts, when he stepped up, he couldn't beat Carey Blowdorn in the Aveley goal. It was well saved to the left of the Aveley goalkeeper. Ball play forward to Anavois, but headed away by Archie Taylor. He does well to skip away from Anavois, who's giving one of his teammates an earful. Good pass out left by Taylor to Jake Gray, but he's been flagged offside. And Jake Gray certainly doesn't see it that way. He can't believe that the referee's assistant has said that he's not timed his run well enough. Didn't look to me like he had strayed offside though. Hampton Richmond's number 10.
No, marginal. You could see by his reaction he definitely wasn't happy with it there, but very close, very, very close decision. Tough one for the linesman.
So we are approaching the final minute of the opening 45. I think both sides will be pretty content just to get in level at the break. Feels like this first half is just kind of trickling away. The ball played long towards De Graft. Again, the ball had too much on it from that Aveley free kick. So that's a goal kick to the home side. Interestingly, Hampton and Richmond, they've played Aveley 4 times, won once, but looking for their first league win against the Millers. Yeah, that win coming in a FA Cup qualifier. And the reason the two teams haven't played each other that often is because Aveley have enjoyed something of a stunning rise in recent seasons. Their manager Danny Scopes guiding them to 2 successive promotions before they got promoted to the National League South, and they managed to get in the playoffs last season, but that was subsequently ended by, I believe it was Maidstone. Here's Roberts, who had that really good chance to open the scoring, plays it across to Campbell, and Taylor now finds Alfie Williams on the left. It's going to be 2 added minutes at the end of this first half. Jake Gray has the ball on the Hampton Richmond left, gets the cross in, headed away by, I think that was Beadle. Now Aveley looking to counter. So with Anna Fawos on that left-hand side, who's got a little bit quiet after a bright start. Been well marshaled there by Atkinson, so Anna Fawos just has to pass it to De Graaf, who takes a shot from distance, and it's, well, it was a bit of an agricultural save there by Ted Kurd, scrambling over to his left. I think the ball might have gone through a crowd. That might be Aveley's first shot on target.
Yeah, not a bad effort there, quite a far distance out, so would have taken some to beat Ted Kurd. He looked like he was scrambling a little bit to it, but good for Aveley to get an effort off on goal.
So 1 minute into the additional 2 at the end of this first half. Still 0-0 between Hampton Richmond and Aveley. The home side are in possession with Dominic Ravan. Now he passes it into Aveley's half on the Hampton Richmond right with Archie Taylor. He didn't have many options, so he went back to Ravan. Now the ball's on the Beavers left with Williams, and here's Atkinson. Been pressurised by Owen, so takes no chances and goes back to Chris Campbell. Oh, good play between Gray and Williams. And now Jake Gray's through inside the box. He gets the cross in. It finds Roberts. It was a difficult chance for him. He volleyed it well over the bar, but the ball was pinged in from the left-hand side by Jake Gray. And well, with that is the referee's half-time whistle. So the score is Hampton and Richmond 0, Aveley 0. No major opportunities to speak of until the 35th minute, where Hampton and Richmond were awarded a penalty after Harry Beadle was penalised for a handball inside the box. James Roberts was the man to take that penalty for the Beavers, and he struck left to the left of Kerry Blowdorn, but the Aveley goalkeeper, on loan from Tottenham, did well to palm the ball away for a corner kick. Razak de Graaf just a few moments ago had a shot from distance which was saved by Ted Kurd, and then just a few seconds ago, good ball to Jake Gray down that left-hand channel, and Jake Gray got the cross in, looking to find Roberts, but was just a bit too firm and came at too awkward a height for him, and he blazed the ball high and wide of goal. And well, before we take a short break, what are your overall thoughts from that opening 45 minutes, Alex?
Yeah, I think Hampton and Richmond will obviously go in disappointed with the penalty miss. Obviously gifted an opportunity to take the lead. It wasn't the worst penalty I've ever seen, but it was a good height for the goalkeeper. I think we've seen the home side shade it in terms of chances, but Aveley is still there. So it's going to be an enticing second half, but I think we'll see the Beavers trying to attack from the off. But good half of football. Hampton and Richmond will be the more disappointed of the two sides. I
think that sums it up very nicely indeed. Well, before I think we'll go through these scores when we come back. But for now, we're going to take a short break. So this is your cue to do so too. It's Hampton Richmond 0, Aveley 0. Don't go anywhere. Well, welcome back to our YouTube watch-along of the National League South encounter between Hampton and Richmond and Aveley. The score is 0-0 at half-time. The Hampton and Richmond players have made their way back onto the pitch, still waiting for the away side to do the same. While we wait, should we go through some of the scores from across the division?
Yeah, so scores on the doors in the National League South. It is Boreham Wood 0, Torquay United 0, Dorking Wanderers 1, Enfield Town 0, Eastbourne Borough 0, Bath City 0. Obviously 0-0 here at the Beverley. Hornchurch are 1-0 up at home to Weymouth. Slough Town are 2-0 down at home to Welling United. St Albans, they conceded a late goal in the first half. They're 1-0 down at home to Chippenham Town. Tunbridge Angels and Hemel Hempstead are tied 0-0, as are Truro City and Chesham United. Western Supermare and Farnborough 1-1. There was a couple of early goals in that one. And Chelmsford are 1-0 up away at Worthing.
What does that mean for the table as things stand? Hampton Richmond were 11th pre-match.
Let's have a look. So, yeah, as it stands, 13th.
So go down 2 spots.
On 23 points. That might be due to Chelmsford and Chippenham both winning away from home. So they've leapfrogged them at the moment, yeah.
But it can all change if Hampton and Richmond can manage to get their noses in front. They had a glorious chance to do so on 35 minutes. They are awarded a penalty after Harry Beadle was penalised for a handball. James Roberts stepped up, but his effort was well saved by the Aveley goalkeeper, Carey Blowdorn. That's the only major clear-cut chance to speak of. Aveley had a penalty shout of their own on 15 minutes. Josh Anafawos, the former Hampton Richmond player, going over inside Ted Kurd's box, but the referee wasn't interested. And there were 1 or 2 questions for a handball against Archie Taylor as a shot from Anafawos came in. But there was nothing doing, and we're underway at the start of this second half. Hampton and Richmond against Aveley on the 23rd of November. Aveley on the attack. Ball played forward to Cower. He goes back to Anafawos. Now Cower again. Good defending there by Revan just to get his body in front of him and shepherd the ball out of play for a goal kick, which has been taken quickly. Ted Kurd passing it to Revan's fellow centre-back, Jack Taylor. And now here's Revan. Plays it to the right-back, Archie Taylor. And George Hunt with a first-time pass, didn't quite come off, looking for James Roberts. And yeah, Alex, what do you think the team talk would have been from Alan Julian at half-time?
I think it would have been a lot like last week. Stay patient. We've been the better side. Let's create a few more chances. Obviously, they've shaded the first half, but I think he'll say, look, more of the same. We do need a bit more of a cutting edge, but I think it will come in time for Hampton and Richmond. Yeah,
if Alan Julian's looking for a cutting edge, then he might find it in the form of Alex Wall. He's a striker who is on the bench. New signing Ibrahim Jallo, maybe he'll be given his Hampton and Richmond debut.
Yeah, I think the bench will be, he likes to use his bench, Alan Julian. He used it to good effect last week. So some really good options there. And like you said, Alex Wall could be that handful up front. He could come on later in the game, definitely.
Yeah, as for Aveley, they've got Charlie Hughes on their bench, and he was the match winner in this fixture last season, finishing 1-0 to Aveley in February. Good touch by Archie Taylor to lay the ball off to George Hunt, who passes it outright to Roberts, gets an early cross in, looking for Jake Gray at the back post. It's headed away, only as far out as Campbell on the edge of the box. That's a good cross, looking for Villette, again headed away. Hunt then puts it back into the mix, and then it's, well, what's turned out to be a good head backwards by Imran Uche to Carey Blowdorn. I must say I wouldn't have attempted that myself, because you never know what's behind you, but appears to be Uche who's actually hurt himself in the process. He is down on the ground, the former Hampton and Richmond player. And now he's back on his feet as soon as I say he's hurt, so that's a good thing, of course. Uche, a former teammate of Alan Julian at Beverley Stadium. Now Blowdon puts the ball down on the ground, then plays it long, looking for Ogunrinde. That's a header well won by Campbell. He has it again, takes it down and lays off Alfie Williams. Now Atkinson finds Ravan through a crowd. That's given away by Ravan to Josh Anafoy, just outside the Hampton Richmond box. Anafoy still has it, but that's good defending by Ravan to prevent a shot being taken. Anafoy still on the ball, and then he passes it back to Uche, and it's intercepted by Hunt, but in trying to accelerate away from Uche, just overran the ball out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, Revan, he did make a mistake there, didn't he? But he made amends for it. I thought he's been really good up until that point, but he made a good recovery after that almost costly error at the back.
Ball now back in play. Villette going down there, following a 50-50 with De Graaf, but referee allowing play to go on, and that, not too sure what that pass was from, I think that was Alex Giles. It just went straight to Kurd. Gray has the ball on the left, been pressurised by Ogunrinde. So he goes back to Jack Taylor. Now Chris Campbell has it, finds Jake Gray on the overlap, and can't quite take the ball away from Giles. Now Aveley looking to attack. Ball played outright to De Graaf, up against Jack Taylor. And now Campbell's there, good sliding challenge by the number 3. And then the following cross is intercepted by Campbell. He plays it to Jake Gray, who digs out a clearance, but it's only as far out as Tyrese Owens. Now Uche midway into Hampton Richmond's half. Ball now on the Aveley left with Thompson. He gets a low cross in, and it was met by, I think it was number 7, Ogunrinde, but he did go very high over Ted Kurd's goal.
Yeah, difficult one to get hold of there, but almost a troubling position, but couldn't quite get the connection he wanted.
So 5 minutes into this second half, still 0-0 between Hampton and Richmond and Aveley. I think like the first half, Aveley looking a bit more likely to get the first goal of the game. And they've won the ball there off Archie Taylor. Ball in the centre circle now, and it's gone out right to Ogunrinde. Oh, that's cut out, that pass by Alfie Williams, who will motor down that left-hand channel. He's inside the Aveley box now. Williams got a few players in support, and it's gone right across goal, looking for Villette, but couldn't find a teammate. And full marks to Harry Beadle. He slid in and almost got contact on the ball and could have turned the ball into his own net, but that's the first real sight at goal in this second half. But the score remains 0-0.
Yeah, fantastic little run by Williams there. Worked himself into a great position, held off, put a fantastic ball across the 6-yard box, but no one on the end of it. It was begging to be tapped in there for the Beavers.
It's went out of play for a throw-in to Aveley, which has now been taken by Allen. And well, that's a bit of an embarrassing one. He threw it straight out of play, so it's also a cheap throw-in for Hampton Richmond to win. It's a cross coming in, looping in by Roberts, but good catch by the Aveley goalkeeper, Carey Blowdon, who rolls it out quickly to Ogunrinde. His pass forward is well cut out by Campbell, and Williams now has it. Plays it to Atkinson, but ball just skidding off what is a very wet surface now, so it's too far in front of Campbell. And that's gone out of play for a throw-in to the away side. And there's another goal, Alex.
Yep, so Tunbridge Angels have taken the lead at home to Hemel Hempstead. They are 1-0 up in the National League South.
Can't believe I didn't say but for who, Alex Charlton. But I'm sure I'll get another opportunity to do so.
Still time.
Ball is now back in play. Aveley in possession with Anna Fawos, but he's well challenged there by George Hunt. And now Hampton Richmond looking to build an attack on the right with Taylor, but he goes back to Roberts in a right of central area. Great crossfield pass to Jake Gray, who takes it down well with his head. He passed the ball back to Williams just outside the box, and he dinks across in, looking for Archie Taylor. It's headed away. Roberts takes it first time, and that was travelling, well blocked by Joel Thompson. Out for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond, who are really growing into this contest in the second half. And Archie Taylor does well to get away from Thompson, but his touch was just a bit too heavy, so easy gather there for the Aveley goalkeeper, Blowdorn. Not a great clearance though, it's just intercepted by Campbell, who has the ball down that left flank. Gets away from Ogunrinde and still has it, Campbell. Takes a goal, shoulder, right foot! Oh, what a finish that was by Chris Campbell! He had no right to take that shot on with his weaker right foot. Seemed like he'd gone down a blind alley, but managed to dig the shot out with his right foot, and it just looped into that far post in the top corner. It's Hampton and Richmond 1, Aveley 0. Super goal by Chris Campbell.
As classy as you like. We had a brilliant angle of that from here. I mean, Campbell's been fantastic defensively, but worked a great position on this left-hand side. You could see him eyeing up that top corner, and it, well, cold. Pinpoint. The goalkeeper could do nothing about that. I mean, it's an absolutely brilliant goal by Campbell. Fantastic.
We had an absolutely perfect view in the media area. I saw him just take a look up, and I thought, well, he's looked and he's just going to play it safe, play it back to a teammate and see if the attack can be built. But brilliant effort there by Chris Campbell for what is his second goal for Hampton and Richmond. His other one coming against Worthing back in August. And Hampton Richmond on the attack again. The ball is with James Roberts on the right channel. Not too many players in support. He finds Jake Gray. Here he is. Oh, and it's deflected just over the bar. Well, Hampton and Richmond really smell blood at this point. Just a minute after Chris Campbell gave them the lead. Jake Gray coming oh so close to making it 2-0 with just under 10 minutes in this second half played.
Yeah, turning the screw, Richmond here, and they're in a chance here from the corner.
Crossed in by accident, it's deflected. It's headed away by Aveley. De Graaf should complete the clearance for the away side. He's done well, but he was tackled. But George Hunt's pass forward just went out of play for a goal kick. Well, what a frantic 2 minutes or so. We've seen a brilliant goal by Campbell, and then Jake Gray almost doubling Hampton and Richmond's lead on the first attack after the restart in play.
Yeah, it's turned the game on its head there, hasn't it, that goal. Hampton look alive. We thought maybe it would take something like that to kind of get the first goal, touch of class, and that's exactly what it was from Chris Campbell.
Atkinson winning the ball in that middle third and trying to play an early pass to Jake Gray. But it was too far in front of him, so Aveley are back in possession. That pass forward is well intercepted by Hunt. And now is Roberts on the right flank. Goes back to Archie Taylor. Now Roberts, who has a real spring in his step in the second half. He's put that penalty miss behind him. Ball on the left-hand side for Hampton Richmond with Campbell. Not going to try another shot, is he? Gets across in, it's deflected. Hunt gets onto the loose ball. Now it's Jake Gray. Bit of a hopeful shot. And it's blocked by Ogunrinde, out of play for another corner to Hampton and Richmond on the left-hand side.
Yeah, great spell here for the Beavers. Ball's been in the Aveley half for the whole of this half pretty much, and they'll be looking to get another goal here. They're really on top.
Corner taken short by Gray to Williams. Dummies across and pass it back to Atkinson. Williams again. Goes across to Roberts, about 25 yards from goal, but his pass is just a bit sloppy, so Aveley have the chance to get the ball away, but good pressure by Hampton and Richmond, and they will attack again with Williams. Goes left to Gray, first time cross. Oh, it's Hunt on the volley. Well, he thought about, well, if Chris Campbell can do this, I can do it better, but he just got a little bit underneath the ball, so goal kick to Aveley.
Yeah, he definitely got his foot through there, did Hunt. Good connection, but just a bit too much on it. But Alan Julian will be loving this passage of play here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hampton and Richmond really sensing a second goal, and Aveley, I think it'd be fair to say, are a bit rattled at the moment. Goal on 53 minutes by Chris Campbell is what separates the two sides at Beverley Stadium. Hampton Richmond chasing their 5th straight win in all competitions. This would be their 4th straight win in the National League South. Taylor plays the ball forward to Campbell, who should get there. Oh, I say that, but I didn't factor in the rain, and it's just skidded off the surface, the ball out of play for a goal kick. Has there been another goal?
Yeah, so Campbell not helped out by the win there. A couple of goals that have come in. Enfield Town have equalised away at Dorking Wanderers. Welling United are now 3-0 up at Slough. Yep, so those are all the goals that have come in just now.
And of course here with 58 minutes on the clock, it's Hampton Richmond 1, Aveley 0. Aveley really struggling to string 5 passes together. Hampton Richmond asking all the questions. That might have been a high boot on Atkinson by De Graaf, but Hampton Richmond come away with it anyway on the right with Roberts. It's tackled there by Thompson. Throw in to the Beavers, 15 yards into Aveley's half. Williams now has the ball in the centre circle, goes left to the goal scorer Campbell. Now Ravan has it just inside the Beavers half. Here's Archie Taylor. Oh, it's a bit of a sloppy pass to Cower, who's looking to build an attack. Great challenge there by Villette. Just to hook the ball away from him. He couldn't keep the ball in play though, Hampton Richmond's number 20.
Yeah, good tackle though. He had to get back and save his teammate there from a poor pass. So well done to Villette for getting the ball out of play there.
Going to be the left back for Aveley, Thompson, to take this throw in. Finds Uche. Thompson has it again. He finds Anafuos in space and he digs out across with his left foot, headed away well by Campbell, only as far out as De Graaf. Oh, good play by Atkinson to dispossess him. And Richmond's number 4, just doing what he does best, winning those balls in that middle and final third of the opponent's pitch. Now here's Gray playing it back to Campbell. Now here's Jack Taylor. Goes back to Ted Curd. Oh, good turn by George Hunt to get away from a tight space occupied by Uche. Ball played forward down that right-hand channel towards Archie Taylor, who will chase number 5, Carlisle. And Carlisle couldn't let the ball go out of play for a goal kick, but he does well to clear it to Anafuos. Plays it to De Graaf. Oh, great challenge by Atkinson to pinch the ball off Anafuos. He had David Cower in support, but just before he played that pass, there was Atkinson to slide in and get it back to Curd.
Such a good tackle there. I mean, they were on the break there, Aveley, and looked like they were going to get a chance, but really, really good tackle coming back there from Atkinson.
And here he is on the ball, plays it forward to George Hunt. It's a good first start of the season for him. He's tried 1 or 2 ambitious passes. They've not quite come along as he would have wanted, but he's certainly contributing. Here's Jake Gray on the edge of the Aveley box. He goes back though to Campbell, and Gray now has it on the left channel. Here's Mike Atkinson looking to sidestep Uche. Instead pass the ball back to Taylor. Now here's George Hunt being pressurised, and he finds Villette. Good challenge there by Tyrese Owens just to get his foot in there before the shot was taken. Oh, brilliant challenge by Williams to dispossess Ogun Rinde. Hampton Richmond have been brilliant these last 10 minutes. And now here's Villette. Oh, good skill by Villette. Eventually he's challenged by Uche. It was a good challenge by the former Hampton Richmond man. And then Jake Gray just charges down a clearance by Manny Ogunrinde out for a goal kick to Alan Julian's side.
Yeah, I think they're really starting to dominate now, aren't they, Hampton and Richmond? But obviously the reminder's there. It's 1-0. Aveley are still in this game, so they really want to get that second goal to kill off this match, which they do deserve, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Hampton Richmond getting a penalty in the first half, but that strike by James Roberts was well saved by the Aveley goalkeeper, and then Chris Campbell getting a goal from almost out of nothing. A lovely right-footed looping effort which just went straight over Kerry Blowdorn in the Aveley goal on 53 minutes. Jake Gray then coming so close a minute later to making it 2-0. George Hunt then having a volley which ended up going pretty high over the bar. And Richmond looking to build again with Chris Campbell. He's under pressure though, so he goes back to Gray on the left-hand side. Now Williams, he's another player who's played really, really well, kept the ball intelligently. Here's George Hunt, plays out right to Roberts. Oh, returns it to Hunt inside the box. Here's Villette! Good block by an Aveley man, and Villette then actually follows the ball up with a header, and that bounces pretty harmlessly wide of goal.
Confidence flowing now for Hampton and Richmond. Some really, really nice, intricate passes going on, and you know Williams has been in the heart of that as well. I know you just mentioned, but he's been instrumental, I think, in the centre of midfield today.
Yeah, he's quite an unassuming player, Alfie Williams, but when he gets the ball, more often than not, he does something very effective with it. And he's good at tackling as well, despite his reasonably slight frame. He's certainly against some giants in Aveley this afternoon. And if Woes tries to get away from his former teammate Gray. And well, just as I hand that praise to Williams, he's penalised for a foul on Manny Ogunrinde. So it's a free kick in a right of central area to Aveley, about 20 yards into Hampton Richmond's half. And do you have another goal to tell me about? Yeah,
a few goals. So Slough Town have pulled one back. They're 3-1 down at home to Welling. We have Weston-super-Mare 2-1 up against Farnborough, and there's a red card for Chelmsford. So they're 1-1 and a man down. Archie Tamplin, straight red card.
And it's 1-0 here at Beverley Stadium, but Aveley are looking to get on level terms, approaching 65 minutes on the clock. Free kick taken by Thompson. It's a looping delivery. Oh, and it's gone through a crowd, and here's De Graaf, who takes it. Oh, and it's whistled just past the post of Ted Kerr. Well, that was a great inventive effort by Razak De Graaf.
Yeah, timely reminder, they're still here, Aveley. You know, that was the probably best opening they've had all half there, and that, you know, they're still in this. Hampton and Richmond have had a good spell, but they need to stay on top of Aveley in the second half here.
They must have taken a deflection because Aveley had been given a corner. Whipped in now by Thompson. Headed away well though by the man mountain Jack Taylor, and Hampton Richmond are looking to counter, but George Hunt couldn't quite take the ball in his stride and get his head up, so that's a throw in to the away side. Bit of a light show going on at both the Alan Simpson OBE stand and Keith Hussey stand. I'm not entirely sure there's any significance behind it other than just wanting to put the light show on. And now we've got our own light show on, which is a godsend for me because I can now read my notes again.
It's nice to be able to see again, isn't it?
Yeah. Aveley on the attack down the left with De Graaf. Good challenge by Archie Taylor to poke the ball out of play for a corner kick to the visitors.
Yeah, so little spell here for the away side. Taking the pressure off. They've been under the cosh for most of the half, and I think set pieces will be a good option for them with their tall bodies inside the area.
Absolutely. They're still yet to test Ted Kurd in the goal. The away side as the corner comes in, headed away by Campbell. De Graaf will pick up the loose ball. He's been surrounded there, but he's done well just to backheel the ball away and pass it to Anna Fawos, who now has it. Looks to get a rather hopeful cross in, but the ball's headed away by Revan, and well, it's a free kick to Hampton and Richmond just outside their box. I'll say I didn't see much of an infringement. Maybe the referee has stopped play because Ravan's holding his face.
Yeah, I think he might have been caught there by his opposition number. I think just a slight knock, but like you say, nothing much in it.
Oh, it might not be a free kick. I think the referee is calling a drop ball instead. Yeah, he is. So midway point in the second half. It's Hampton and Richmond 1, Aveley 0. Goal on 53 minutes by Chris Campbell. And the drop ball to Archie Taylor actually hits the referee, so the referee's going to have to stop play again. Aveley players not too happy because the ball did fall to Anna Fawose.
He was very close there, the referee. I think he needed a bit of time to make his way away from the ball there, from that free kick.
So we go again, and this time Archie Taylor's clearance did not hit the man in the middle. It's with James Roberts, who plays the ball down the line to Villette, but Carlisle will get there ahead of him and clear it. Only out for a throw-in, though, to the Beavers midway into Aveley's half on the Hampton and Richmond right. Oh, a bit sloppy there from Atkinson, a heavy touch forcing him to kick the ball out of play for an Aveley throw-in, which is now back in play.
Yeah, I think we're getting to that point in the game. We might start to see some changes. I think subs could be important for both managers in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. A few players warming up on the sidelines, but can't really see who it is from this position. The rain unsighting me a bit. Here's Owens. Not seen a lot of him in the second half. Pass the ball out right. Cross comes in from Giles. Pass intercepted by Archie Taylor. Now Hampton Richmond looking to counter with James Roberts on the right. His pass forward to Taylor is too far in front of him, so Aveley have it back, and now Hampton Richmond are a bit light on that right-hand side. And here's Anna Fawose. He'd be determined to get a goal, and it's a bit of a collision there with Ted Curd. It was a 50-50 challenge, and a bit of afters there between the outfield players. And yeah, the physio immediately being called on to treat Ted Curd, who is still down on the ground. That's a bit of a nasty one. It wasn't a malicious challenge, I don't think, by Josh Anafose. He slightly overran the ball, and on the stretch he obviously stuck his leg out, but Curd got there first, and Anafose's boot must have hit him. But Curd is now sat up, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's like a day in the life of the goalkeeper there. I mean, he got down, amongst the boots. It's never pretty, and his side will be thanking him for that. But it did look like a painful one, the way he stayed down there, Curd.
Who is back on his feet, so does look like he's going to carry on. Just should we have a quick run through of the National League South scores?
Yeah, so I'll start with a couple of goals that have gone in. So it looks like a thriller at Slough. They're now pulled it back to 3-2. They're 3-2 behind to Welling. Western Supermare are 2-2 now with Farnborough as well. Elsewhere it is Bournemouth 0, Torquay 0, Dorking 1, Enfield 1, Eastbourne 0, Bath 0, Hornchurch 1, Weymouth 0, St Albans 0, Chippenham 2, Tunbridge 1, Hemel Hempstead 0, Truro and Chesham 0-0, and Worthing and Chelmsford time.
Villette might be in, not quite.
So race against time there to get through those scores.
While you're reading the scores, I saw the referee just having a little word with Josh Anafawose. Just didn't give him a card or anything, just stayed talking to. I think the referee realises that Anafawose was doing everything he could to get to the ball rather than injure the Hampton Richmond goalkeeper. Only seen one yellow card so far, that coming to, or being given to Alex Giles, the Aveley defender. Hampton Richmond have a throw in just inside the Aveley half on the left of Campbell, and he plays it to Williams, who returns it to Campbell, who wins another throw in a bit further into Aveley's half this time. Good dummy by Campbell to leave it to Jake Gray and Fox Ogunrinde. But Aveley have won the ball back and won a throw in. 72 minutes on the clock. It's Hampton Richmond 1, Aveley 0. Only goal coming on 53 minutes. Chris Campbell with a lovely inventive effort with his weaker right foot. That's great skill by Campbell to get away from Anafowo's pass. Not so good. But Hampton Richmond have it back with Atkinson just inside the Beavers half in a left of central area. He pass it back to Alfie Williams, who I think will be a contender for player of the match this afternoon. Still plenty of time to go though. Good chest down by Cower to De Graft, and Cower now gets it down that left-hand side. Good play by Ravan to catch up with him and then wrestle the ball off him. He's another contender for man of the match, Dominic Ravan. Now Jake Gray has the ball in space inside Aveley's half. He goes left to Mauro Villette. He's cutting inside and takes a shot. Great save by Carey Blodon. I think that would have outdone Chris Campbell's effort for goal of the weekend. A fantastic fizzing strike with the right boot of Mauro Villette.
Yeah, similar angle there, maybe slightly further out. You can see the way he hit it and moved in the wind. It looked like it might be the keeper, but he did really, really well to get a glove on that. But that's what Villette can do. He's a touch of class.
So corner kick to Hampton Richmond on the right-hand side. It's going to be taken by Alfie Williams. Goes short to Roberts. Now here's Atkinson about 25 yards and goal. Takes it with his left foot. What a finish by Mike Atkinson! Well, if you thought Chris Campbell's finish was classy, he needs to step aside. Mike Atkinson with an absolute thunderbolt with his weaker left foot to put Hampton Richmond 2-0 up against Aveley. Fantastic effort by Atkinson. His first goal for the Beavers is Hampton Richmond 2, Aveley 0.
Absolute rocket. I mean, we see the work he can do in the midfield with his tackling, but wow, take a bow. The power, the grace, top corner. And we've been treated to some sensational strikes here today at Beverley Stadium.
Wow. I did not know that Mike Atkinson had that in his locker. He's known for pinching the ball off the opposition when they're on the attack and just mopping things up before his defenders have to do any work. 25-yard screamers is not in his report, I thought, but I stand corrected indeed. And well, just shy of 75 minutes, Hampton Richmond look like they're going to be getting their 5th win in a row. They're 2-0 up against Aveley. 2 brilliant strikes, first by Chris Campbell, and the second one even better from Hampton Richmond's number 4.
Yeah, they needed that goal. 2 goals now. The game looks like it's theirs. I mean, they'll be going for a third, but crucial goal in this contest to put them 2-0 up.
Looks like the first change of the afternoon is going to be made, and that might be, I can't quite see who that is. It's Josh Keir who's going to come on in place for George Hunt. I think that's an intelligent substitution by Alan Julian. This is George Hunt's first start of the season. Already had a long-term injury this term, Hampton Richmond's number 12, so he's had a good run out, but his legs might be feeling a little bit tired given the lack of minutes he's had. And Josh Keir, who celebrated his birthday on Monday, is now coming on just to see things out for the Beavers, who are 2 goals to the good.
Yeah, Aveley will be disappointed. I mean, they've hung on in there for so long, but haven't really created much in this game. And I'm liking the look of Hampton to get a third here.
Yeah, absolutely. Aveley trying to get something, but just at these crucial moments, Hampton Richmond are getting their foot in before Aveley can really build anything too threatening. They've not created a major chance in this game, Aveley. They've had a shout for a penalty turned down. That was in the first half. Josh Anafowo's going over inside the Beavers box. Beavers got themselves a penalty in the 35-minute mark, but James Roberts had his shot well saved by Carey Blodon, who's had a good game, made a good save to deny Mauro Villette, but can't really do anything about those 2 goals scored by Hampton and Richmond.
Like you say, great save, saved a penalty. Couldn't do anything about those 2 goals, the goalkeeper.
Foul there by Alfie Williams on Manny Ogunrinde in the centre circle, just inside Hampton Richmond's half. So free kick to Aveley. Something I've noticed actually is every time Hampton Richmond have had a corner kick, they've just gone short. They've seen what was happening to Aveley in that first half, a lot of wasted corners, and just decided to play it a bit more safe and try and build more of a passing attack.
Yeah, very sensible move. I think that could have come from the manager, but yeah, definitely the right thing to be doing in these conditions.
Ball inside the Hampton Richmond box. There was number 14, Harry Beadle, who managed to get away from 2 players, but Jack Taylor was there to blast the ball out of play for a throw-in. Oh, it's actually a throw-in to the Beavers. It must have taken a deflection off Beadle. So Campbell just throws it to Atkinson. The 2 goal scorers having an interaction there. Ball inside the Hampton Richmond box. Good composure there by Archie Taylor to chest it down to Curd, the Beavers goalkeeper, who's looking for his 7th clean sheet of the season. Well, it's a bit sloppy play though from Hampton Richmond, and Josh Anafawos will now travel towards the edge of the box. He plays it forward to Cower, but just lacking that cutting edge in the final third, Aveley, so Ted Curd has it again.
Yeah, a bit short of ideas when they're getting around that box, trying to find that cutting edge, but they just don't seem to have the quality to open up the Beavers.
Jack Taylor now has it. Another solid game for him. Ravan, who's led the team well. He's not the type of leader that barks orders out to teammates, but just gets the job done very efficiently. Ball on the Beavers right with Archie Taylor, who's got Roberts on the overlap and uses him. Cross comes in early, well controlled by Williams. I say well controlled, but the ball did just skid away from him, out for a goal kick to Aveley.
Difficult one to control there for Williams inside the box. Just to update you on a goal, Chesham United have taken the lead away at Truro City, so they are 1-0 up away from home.
And with 80 minutes played, it's Hampton Richmond 2, Aveley 0. The goals being scored by Chris Campbell and Mike Atkinson, 2 unlikely scorers, you could say, and the way they were scored, even more unlikely. Ball play forward to Villette. Flag stays down. Villette is in, takes the shot. Good save, good strong hand by Carey Blowdon. Doesn't look like the referee's assistant was going to put his flag up. And Villette will feel a little bit disappointed there, but a good, strong save by Blowdon. Aveley now on the attack with De Graft on the left-hand side, but he's been jockeyed by Taylor and Kia, and his cross is blocked by Archie Taylor, out for a throw-in.
Yeah, really decent chance for Villette there. I thought he took it down really well with his chest. I think he did stay on side there. It looked like a really good bit of forward play. But the keeper made a great save. I've been really impressed with him. I know he's conceded 2 goals, but really good stop from him in between the sticks.
As you'll see on our social channels a little bit later, I don't think there's any goalkeeper in the country who could have saved either of those goals by Hampton Richmond. They were that good. Villette is chasing a pass forward, but Allen is there to mop things up and go back to Blowdon, who clears it. The ball is flicked on by Uche, but couldn't find a teammate, so here's Ravan now. And you get the sense that Aveley are just beginning to lose a bit of belief. Not been a bad performance by Aveley. They'll be a bit disappointed they've not really tested Ted Curd in these final 10 minutes of the 90. But they've just been undone by 2 moments of stunning quality, really.
Yeah, they've been brilliant, those 2 goals they took. I mean, similar to last week, they had to remain patient for their goals. Last week, they were handed to them, but this week, you can't do anything about those strikes. But I think also playing into the wind has been an advantage too. So they did well to defend in the first half and get the opportunities in the second.
Yeah, Hampton Richmond have utilised the conditions much more effectively than their opponents. Kia pokes it to Williams inside the centre circle. And he passes out right to Roberts, who has the ball in space. Plenty of bodies making their way towards the box. Here's Roberts, who's been challenged there by Thompson, and he's managed to pass it to Williams. Play does continue. Roberts is down on the ground, but Hampton and Richmond are purring at the moment. Here's Williams, about 30 yards from goal. Goes left to Chris Campbell. Cries for shoot. He does shoot, but it's well blocked by Manny Ogunrinde. Campbell then hooks it out left to Mauro Villette, who's had 2 really good chances in this second half, but his nemesis has been the goalkeeper for Aveley, Blowdon, making 2 fine saves to deny him. Oh, great flick by Campbell to Gray. Hampton and Richmond turning on the style a bit. Now is Josh Keir, who's surely upended by Owens. Yep, free kick to the Beavers, about 15 yards into Aveley's half. Real swagger to Hampton and Richmond's play now.
You can see the confidence flowing. I mean, they're in that scoreline now to try these kind of skillful flicks, and it's really paying off. And as a team, they're just playing brilliantly. There's been some great individual goals, but I've been really, really impressed with the team performance today from the Beavers. Everyone working hard for one another.
Aveley are going to make a change. It's Charlie Hughes is going to come on. As I mentioned a little earlier, he was the match winner in this fixture last season, a 1-0 win to Aveley that was. He's come on in place of Tyrese Owen.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in with a goal here as well.
But for who?
For Farnborough, they're 3-2 up away at Weston-super-Mare. One of many cracking-looking games in the division today. So 3-2 up, Farnborough away from home.
Still waiting for this free kick to be taken, and actually another change has been made for Aveley. Number 17, Kenny Aileru, has come on, and these are very attacking changes. And Ibia Kambi also came on, so Aveley are really going for broke at this point. Free kick has now been taken. Ball's with Jake Gray. It's a good one-touch play between Williams and Atkinson, and Williams wriggles away from 2 Aveley players and dinks it out right to Roberts, who cross volleys it but didn't quite catch it, and that's an easy catch for the Aveley goalkeeper, Blowdon.
Yeah, unselfish from Williams. I mean, if that had been Campbell, we might have opened up for a shot there, but very unselfishly dinked a lovely ball over to the right, and I think that just shows what his play is all about, really.
85 minutes played now. Hampton Richmond 2, Aveley 0. Atkinson scoring after Chris Campbell's opener early in the second half. Aveley on the attack. The cross comes in, but it's blocked and goes out of play for a corner on the left-hand side.
Yeah, they need to make something of this, don't they? If they're going to try and get back into this game, it's looking a bit desperate. But set pieces, this is where they'll fancy to get a goal from if they are to.
Yeah, you sense it's now or never for Danny Scope's eyes as a corner comes in. It's headed away, I think, by Hampton Richmond defender. De Graaf rides the challenge of Kia well. Cross now comes in, and it's hit Campbell in a bit of a delicate area, I think. I think everyone, well, certainly every male inside Beverley Stadium will have the utmost sympathy for Hampton and Richmond's number 3. He's going to need a bit of time to recover. I would say we could go through the scores, but we just did that a few moments ago. We'll talk a bit about Campbell's goal, because that is what got the ball rolling, if you'll pardon the pun, for Hampton and Richmond.
He won't forgive you for that one. But it was a brilliant strike. I mean, it opened up for him, but the precision of that curling ball into the top corner, I mean, it was an absolutely fantastic goal from Campbell, and you know, they don't get much better than that.
Play has now restarted. Hampton Richmond managed to clear their lines. Ball is now with the Aveley goalkeeper, Blowdon. He's under pressure from Villette, so he dinks it out to Giles. Now is Jake Gray on the left-hand side for Hampton Richmond, tackled by Anna Fawos. I think it must have come off Gray, because the referee's assistant has signalled for an Aveley throw midway into their half. Oh, there's a foul on, I think it was number 17, Ibi Akambi, who signed from Chelmsford City earlier this season, actually played against Hampton and Richmond here back in Essex in August. And, rain really teeming down on the pitch and hit me a bit in the face there, but doesn't really matter what what condition we're in.
Yeah, the wind really blowing there. We got caught with a bit of a gust, I think. That got the rain on there. Not nice, not nice. But they're out there playing, so you know.
Exactly, that's what matters. Aveley have a corner. Ball coming off Hampton Richmond fullback Archie Taylor. It's 88 minutes now on the clock. 2-0 to the Beavers. Corner comes in. It's half flicked on, but Ravan is there to get onto the loose ball and clear it down the line, which will be retrieved by number 17, Aileru. His pass is blocked by Roberts, who's looking to charge down number 18, Hughes. And the wind really catching the clearance of Blowdon. Oh, Anafoes just about keeps it in. I saw him do things like that so many times at Beverley Stadium in Hampton and Richmond colours, but looks like he's going to be on the losing side. Hampton Richmond looking to build another attack. It's Campbell who finds himself on the right this time. Archie Taylor is playing left back at the moment. That's a bit of a new development there. Josh Keir has the ball in the centre circle and goes left to Archie Taylor, who returns it to Keir. And now Keir has the ball. He's just beaten to it, actually, by Uche. Final minute of the 90 now. Looks like we're going to see another change on the Hampton and Richmond bench. Can't quite tell who it is from here, but we'll let you know as and when it happens. Beavers still in possession. Atkinson has it. His pass is cut out, though, by Hughes. And now the change will be made. And it's James Roberts coming off, and on in his place is Ibrahim Jallo, it looks like, to make his debut for Hampton and Richmond. So throw-in taken by Campbell. Now here's Villette. Just a reminder on Jallo, signed from Billericay Town last weekend. Oh, that's when the announcement was made anyway. As the referee's assistant signals 4 added minutes at the end of this game. Sloppy play by Aveley as Jake Gray managed to intercept the pass, but his cross in couldn't find a teammate. Aveley really making a meal of clearing their lines, and Jake Gray has been penalised for a challenge on number 3, Joel Thompson. And that's a free kick to Aveley.
Yes, I think it wasn't much in that. I mean, looked like they kind of collided with each other there. A couple of goals for you. So Weston-super-Mare have pulled one back, so that's 3-3 with Farnborough, and Tunbridge Angels are now 2-0 up at home to Hemel Hempstead.
We'll look at full time, what all those scores mean for Hampton and Richmond in terms of league positioning. Still a job to do, though, for the Beavers. Minute and a half of the 4 additional signalled of stoppage time. They're 2-0 up at home to Aveley. There's Williams, who is my nomination for player of the match. Plays it forward. Who's your nomination for player of the match?
It's a tough one. Williams is up there. I do love what Campbell did for his goal. I thought he had a great game up to that point anyway, and Atkinson. I mean, it's really, really difficult to choose. Don't have to go over goal score, obviously, but
no, yeah,
I'm split.
Yeah, Atkinson, real moment of quality there. A left-footed thunderbolt into that top left-hand corner. Chris Campbell scoring with his weaker right foot. His chipped effort just dropping into that top right-hand corner of the Aveley goal. It's a free kick to Hampton and Richmond on the right-hand side. Jake Gray was tripped up with a minute and a half of stoppage time to play. Hampton and Richmond have got Aveley exactly where they want them.
Yeah, good opportunity here to get a third. I think the angle's good, the weather even better if they can get a good delivery in.
They decided to go short. I suppose no major surprise. No need for Hampton and Richmond to push for a goal. Into the final minute of stoppage time, Atkinson is on the ball just inside the Aveley half. Goes left to Ibrahim Jallo with his first touch of the game. Plays intelligent pass aside to Williams, who gets a cross in, cleared away by Aveley. And as far out as Atkinson, more cries for shoot, this time for Atkinson. Said he passed it to Gray on the edge of the box, takes a shot, blocked by an Aveley man. But Gray manages to find Villette the loose ball, and Villette, well, his eyes brightened up as the space opened up, but his shot was subsequently blocked. As Ravan does well to accelerate away from Razak de Graft. He's had another good game, Ravan. Hampton Richmond's captain for the day. Alex Wall is stripped off and ready to go, but I'm not sure there's going to be any time for this change to be made. By my watch, we have played the 4 added minutes of stoppage time. Kia, good play by Hampton Richmond's number 8 to get through 3 Aveley players. And then he has been dragged back. That's a free kick to Hampton and Richmond, taken quickly, but too quick for the referee. And this change will be made. It's going to be one of the goal scorers, Atkinson, who's coming off for Alex Wall. And a good ovation there for Atkinson, whose superb strike put the seal on what's going to be a good win for Hampton and Richmond.
Yeah, great effort. Really, really impressive his work in the middle of the park. Sometimes I think doesn't get the credit he deserves, but if anyone's deserving of a strike like that, it is him. And Alex Wall now on, so he'll be hoping to make, maybe a few seconds of impact in the dying embers of this one.
Yeah, a bit like when Ivan Toney was brought on in England's game against Slovakia at the Euros. He only had about 20 seconds of stoppage time. And Alex Wall has had even less of that because the referee has blown for full time. So it's 5-star Hampton and Richmond. It's not 5 goals. It's only finished 2-0 against Aveley. But both of their finishes were 5-star worthy. The goals scored by Chris Campbell and Mike Atkinson are certainly goal of the season contenders. I'll talk about the first one, which came on 53 minutes. Chris Campbell had the ball just inside the Aveley box and was shown onto his weaker right foot, but he did brilliantly to dink the ball over the head of Aveley goalkeeper Carey Blowdorn into that top right-hand corner of the goal. And then on 75 minutes, Mike Atkinson with a left-footed thunderbolt into the top left-hand corner of the goal to put the seal on the win. I mean, at the end of the first half, it looked like it might have been one of those days for the Beavers as they got a penalty 10 minutes before the break, but James Roberts had his effort from 12 yards saved. And, well, Aveley, apart from a early penalty appeal which was waved away, they didn't really have much to say in terms of an attacking sense. So another very good 3 points for Alan Julian's men.
Yeah, top performance. Just like last week, they had to wait for their chances. After Roberts missed his penalty, we thought maybe it's not their day. And it took 2 fantastic strikes to beat the Aveley goalkeeper from Campbell and Atkinson. Aveley, like you said, they didn't create much, and I think it was a comfortable win for the home side today. But they're on a roll, and you can see the confidence is really flowing in their play, which is brilliant to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, next up for Hampton and Richmond is a trip to Chesham United on Tuesday night. If you can make it to the game and cheer on the Beavers in Buckinghamshire, we'd appreciate your support, but I'm sure we'll have some live commentary for you anyway. And well, before we go off there, if you want to take us through the scores that you've so expertly done throughout this afternoon for one final time, Alex.
Thank you, Jackson. So, some games still underway, but I'll let you know which ones those are. So, Boreham Wood and Torquay United ended 0-0. Dorking Wanderers and Enfield Town are 1 apiece. They are still playing. We have Eastbourne Borough 1, Bath City 0. They're in the 90th minute there. Hornchurch are 1 up against Weymouth. They're in the 90th minute too. Then we go to Slough Town. They are 3-2 down at home to Welling United, but still playing. As for St Albans, they're 2-0 down at home to Chippenham Town in the 90th minute. Tunbridge Angels, they defeated Hemel Hempstead 2-0. Truro City are trailing Chesham United, the Beavers' next opponents, 1-0 at home. Western Supermare, wow, what a score. They have just scored a 4th to go 4-3 up at home to Farnborough. That could be some result for them. And then Worthing and Chelmsford ended 1 apiece. So those are your scores on the doors for the last time, Jackson.
Well, Western Supermare v Farnborough, that's probably game of the day, but we've certainly seen goals of the day at Beverley Stadium. 2 classic goals by Chris Campbell and Mike Atkinson. And actually, just before we go off air, what does that mean for the league table as things stand for Hampton and Richmond? Yeah,
let's have a look. So for Hampton and Richmond, that result takes them to 11th. So they are on 25 points. I think if you look at the results in and around them, Chesham, they've won. We've got Chippenham Town 2-0 up, Tunbridge 1-0, Hornchurch 1-0 as well. So that contingent in the middle of the table, all getting some positive results today.
Yeah, I think they were actually 11th at the start of play, so they're not a big movement from the start of play, but they are only 4 points off the playoffs. And well, from a month ago, if you'd have said we would only be 4 points off the playoffs, we would have bitten your hand off for that. So another good afternoon for Hampton Richmond. Thank you, Alex, for your great punditry as per usual, and your reading out of the scores and what has been another good day for Hampton Richmond. They've won 2-0 at home to Aveley. Bye for now.